The world is changing fast. Are you changing with it? AI is changing the job market. Are you ready for that? Companies are also cutting down on rules. People are asking questions. What skills should I learn? Skills that will keep my options open. In today's video, I'll be talking about 5 high income skills that you can learn that will keep you relevant in today's world. We'll look at tools, we'll look at real examples of where these skills apply. I'll also be looking at real career potentials for these skill sets. If you're new to my channel, my name is Deji Radibawojo. I help people build skills that open doors, skills that make you stand out in the job market. And if you're thinking in your mind somewhere like, what's next for me? I feel stuck. Sit tight as we dive in, as we talk about the 5 skills that will keep you busy. The first skill I want to talk about is DevOps and cloud engineering. Yes, when we talk about DevOps, we're talking about that skill that powers every tech company on the planet as at today. DevOps is about automating how applications are being built, developed, how they're being deployed, how they're being tested. When you talk about DevOps, you're talking about less chaos in the development team. We're talking about more reliability on how our applications run. Everything runs on applications today. Even your car is a moving app. The flights we take, those are flying apps. Our phones, they're all apps. Everything works on application these days. So what I'm about to share with you is something that will be relevant for a very long time. Now, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, sometime last year, Microsoft Azure went down at a vendor's end, and this affected airlines. Flights were not moving. Customers could not get to their destination. This was an absolute mess. Now, if there was a dedicated DevOps engineer on ground, that could have been prevented even while he was sleeping. So I tell you that today, companies are ready to pay highly for DevOps engineers to prevent such havoc from occurring, such embarrassments from occurring. An average DevOps engineer earns around $90,000 to $150,000 in the UK, in the US. And in the UK, you see them earning between 60, 70, 80,000 pounds. And if you decide to go to the job boards to check out, some of the titles you will see for the role is probably DevOps engineer, site reliability engineer, cloud engineer. Now, if you decide to toe this line, the tools you'll be using will be could be AWS, or the alternative, which is Azure or Google Cloud. Other tools you'll be learning are Docker, Kubernetes, GitHub, Terraform, just to mention but a few. And if you're thinking, where can I learn this? There's Code Cloud. You can take their courses. Those guys are really good. You can also watch videos. There's this particular guy, Abhishek. He's a seasoned DevOps engineer. You can watch his videos and you'll learn a lot. You can also take AWS Skill Builder. You can take some of their courses. They're online. You can try your hands on Azure Labs online as well. Those courses will really help you get ready. I tell you, it will take you about 6 months if you give yourself the time. But when you are done, you'll be glad you did. Number 2 on my list is cybersecurity. Yes, cybersecurity is not a fancy name. It's not a fancy role now in a company. It is a mission critical role. Yes, I tell you that in 2021, Co-op in Sweden shut down about 800 grocery stores. Can you imagine the costs it would have been on them, the losses they would have made? And this is simply because there was a ransom attack on the company. This prevented shoppers from shopping, and besides the embarrassment it brings on the company, besides the losses it brings, it can also make a company, lose trust from its customers. In fact, it is a scary thing to fall into the hands of cyber criminals. No company wants that. So I tell you that it is a role that is relevant if you decide, to walk in that path. It pays. It starts with entry-level roles. There are junior, security analyst roles. You could start from there. You could take training courses. If you're a woman, you can look at sponsorships. There's this popular one, Women for Cyber. I can attest to that particular one, and then you can take trainings with them. I think they have a partnership that gives you access to Google cybersecurity certification. That course is excellent, and you'll be able to learn Linux, you'll be able to learn SQL, you'll be able to learn how to use CentOS and some other tools that are relevant, documentations as well, in delivering your role as a cybersecurity analyst. The 3rd role on my list is technical product manager. Now, if you've ever sat down and thought to yourself, I think I can actually make this app better. If you've ever used a system and you feel, I think I have an idea that can make this, work better for our customers, then you can as well go into technical product management. Forget about the name. Sounds big, but it's something that is doable. An average product manager earns around $180 to $140,000 in the US. And some of the roles, the names it comes with when you look at job boards, you could see it as product manager, you could see it as technical product manager or associate product manager. And some of the tools you'll be using are tools you probably are already using, but if you haven't, that's not a problem. They're quite easy to work around. There's Jira, there's Confluence, Trello, Figma, where you can do your wireframing. There's also product maps. You can learn how to write user stories, Agile, and you can learn Scrum frameworks, and some of the places you want to learn that, you can learn those on YouTube. I'll recommend Product School on YouTube. That's a very good place to learn product management. You can also take courses on Udemy. You can look at Coursera, and of course, transferable skills. If you've ever worked before, I tell you that you definitely have some, management skills and that you can also bring to the role. It all depends on how you're able to put this together beautifully and you'll be able to get your foot at the door. But 4 on my list is AI prompt engineering. Yes, I'm sure you probably would have been seeing this around. Don't throw your face away. This is a very, very lucrative skill if you can put the time to it. Everyone is using AI. Companies are paying big to employ AI engineers. Companies are reducing workload by 70%. The time they spend doing documentations, you can learn all of that. You can take courses, and that would give you insights into how you can develop yourself to become a prompt engineer. Number 5 on my list is sales engineering. Now, if you've ever watched a demo and thought to yourself, I think I can actually explain this better, then you can actually do the job of a sales engineer. Now, when Zoom and Shopify exploded during the pandemic, what they used were sales engineers. These were people who, bridge the gap between the business and the big clients. They don't just sell to you or they'll sell their products to people. They also act like a guide, and they're heavily paid for that job. I tell you that an average sales engineer earns around $90,000, including bonuses. And if you decide to check job boards, you could see it as sales engineer, pre-sales consultants, as the case may be. And some of the tools you'll be using could be Azure, it could be AWS. You could also learn how to use CRMs and also presentations tools, which you may already even have. And if you're thinking, where can I learn this? You can learn using LinkedIn Learning. You can also learn on Pre-Sales Academy. You can learn on AWS Cloud as well. Those are very fantastic places to learn sales engineering. Now, just to wrap up, I tell you that because the skills I have mentioned to you are not just your regular skill sets or that you can get anywhere or flooded anywhere. These are game-changing skill sets, and if you can put the time to it, if you can commit to it, network with people who are already doing it, ask questions, give time to it, eventually you'll begin to talk like one, you'll begin to think like one, you begin to act like one, and I tell you that the sky will be your limit. It will only be a starting point for you. I would like to end this video, and if you want me to focus on any particular area, you can leave it in the chats, and I would read your comment and then we'll create more videos on that. For now, I would like to say thank you, and you can also check out my other videos. Cheers.